I am Vinnie Tortorich, folks. Your good intentions have been stolen, but don't worry. I'm here to help you get them back. You may be soft and succulent at the beginning of this process, but hang in there. Before long, you will be lean and mean, guaranteed. Yeah, Grand Funk Railroad. Great group. Anna, you know that group, right?
Yes.
You said that with hesitation.
I didn't know. I wouldn't be able to say, oh, that's Grand Funk Railroad. But now that you said that, I'm like, oh, yeah, it sure is.
Yeah.
Thank you.
They sure are. And
teaching us all.
And at the top of the show here, we have a special guest coming in today.
Yeah.
We call her Lois on the show, but her name is actually Leona Yeager. Yeah.
Hello, thank you.
So Leona, they had to be on the jukebox over at the campground, right?
They were.
Yeah.
They were. I do recall them.
Maybe not that song, but they probably have some of their bigger hits, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah. I know they were on there. I couldn't give you a specific song title right now, but yeah, they were on there. Definitely the era. Yeah.
So Anna, you might ask, why do we have Leona on the show?
Why do we have Leona on the show?
It's funny you should ask. So Leona and I have been working on a hat for the VIP group. So in other words, you could pay $1,000. You're not getting that hat unless you're in the VIP group.
Right.
You know, they will have the option to purchase that hat because they're in a very special group. It's a VIP, it's a very important person group. And, you know, like the hat I have on today. Do you know how many times people have asked me, dude, I'll give you $100 for it. You know, please just mail me one of those. The hat I have on right now is the Fat Documentary hat. We gave this hat away with a donation when we were kickstarting, or what did we do? We did GoFundMe, right? Yeah. So this hat was one of the giveaways. There was also a t-shirt, right? That was one of the giveaways. I have exactly one t-shirt left for me, and I have this one hat for me. I don't even have a second hat, right? No. I've had people try to buy this hat off of my head. It's like, dude,
sweat and all.
You know, come on. It's like, no, I told everyone, you donate to the movie X amount of money. I can't remember how much you had to donate to get this hat.
Right.
But that was one of the cash and prizes to get, you know, and no one else got them, right? There was a few hundred made, and that was it. I do the same thing with the NSNG Fitness Confidential hats that we sometimes sell in limited quantities. Now, Leona is the woman who's designed all three of, well, she designed the logo, and we put it out in a navy blue hat, and then we simultaneously came out later with the gray hat and the orange hat at the same time. And what did we say at that time, Leona?
Once it's, you order ahead, you pre-order, and once it's shut down, and there are no stragglers.
Okay, what happens every time we do that?
There are stragglers.
Yeah.
We tell people 5 ways to Sunday. You got 1 week left. We send them emails. You got 5 days left. You got 3 days left. No matter what, someone goes, hey, you know, my mom was dying in a hospital. You know, there's always the story. My kid had a big thing at school and we weren't paying attention, and we, you know, sorry, because we order what we order, and when the orders are shut down, that's it. We have to put the order in because we're not, you know, we want to have this continuity with everyone that's here doing this together, but we're not in the hat selling business.
Right.
Right.
It's not a profit center for the...
Leona will be the first to tell you, Leona, back me up on this. And if I'm lying, tell me I'm lying. There's no money in selling this kind of merch unless I sold it for like $40, right? Then we can.
Correct.
How much do you sell it for?
Leona, how much did we sell the other hat for?
The previous set, I believe, was around $31 or $32 a hat.
Yeah, and when you're selling small quantities of something, like a couple of hundred, you don't get the big price breaks, right?
Correct.
And on this new hat that we're doing for the VIP group, we're trying to keep it under 30, right? But, we're doing a quality hat. Now, here's the deal. I gave, and don't reveal too much over there, Leona.
All right. Okay.
But I gave Leona specific instructions of what I wanted the label to look like. Leona, can you send Anna a digital copy of the label of what we're putting on the cap?
I won't reveal at all what you've sent me.
Okay.
So we went back and forth until she got it exactly the way I wanted it. And then then the process is, okay, we got to find exactly, because we're doing a trucker hat this time, but I don't want like a cheap ass trucker hat that feels, I want the ones that feel worn in, and like the stuff in the back is really nice and, supple.
Hold on. Leona just texted me.
Do you like the logo?
Yeah.
Do you see what I copied? Do you know what I copied there?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's going on like an antiquated looking trucker hat, a worn in looking trucker
That's
hat.
awesome. I hope you get arrested for copying a logo. It's that good.
Yeah. It's fun. And by the way, it took her a few times to get there. I kept saying, Leona, exactly. I wanted exactly. And so we did it. And then now Leona and I were on the phone with the guy forever today saying, listen, now you need to make the patch look as old as the hat. Like I don't want this shiny patch on this hat that looks like it's been well worn, right? So the art and just the nuance that goes into that. So when people are going, hey, you've been talking about the hat for a long time. Well, the hat's coming. Leona, any thoughts?
It was fun to do. I'm looking forward to it. I think
She's
it's
humble.
really
You did
cool.
an amazing job.
Yeah, she does great work.
Amazing work.
Yeah.
She's so talented.
Yeah. She's so good at being an artist. She might cut off her ear one day. Like, they do that.
And send it to Tom? Because isn't that the whole thing? Didn't he send it to a girl he loved?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Put it in the mail? I don't know.
I don't think they had mail back then.
They didn't.
Yeah, I think he gave it to his
He had
buddy.
it delivered.
You hop on your horse and over.
Can you take this to the madam? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Leona is good. And this hat, if it comes out the way we want it, and by the way, we'll talk about it later. We'll do the pre-orders and everything.
Great.
But I wanted you guys to know that Miss Leona was at it again, doing a terrific job. So thank you, Leona.
Thank you.
Yes. Double applause.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah. So Leona, I know you're super busy. I just wanted you to come on and say hi to everyone. So for a lot of the new people, they don't know who you are.
That's right.
It's confusing. We call you Lois during the show sometimes, even that's not
Confusing because you brought that level of confusion to the whole thing.
It's what I do, Anna.
It's confusing because you started it.
It's what I do. And Leona will tell you, I was getting mad. I was in that meeting for a long time. Leona, tell everyone why I was getting mad. What did I want to go do instead?
Leg day.
Yeah, it was leg day. And
it was leg day.
She and the guy are going,
upon leg day.
Yeah, on and on and on. They were cutting into my leg day. But I got it done. Here we are. Done.
That's right.
That's right. You can't skip leg day. I was going to have to cancel this podcast to go do leg day. So, Leona, thank you. Thank you for getting that to the finish line. Now we just have to, folks, it won't be overnight, but we're trying to get this done so that we can have them pre-ordered in November and get them to you guys before Christmas. So if you want to order extras or whatever,
it'd be really fun if you had like a January kickoff call and everybody was wearing their hats.
Yeah, the idea, because that's the other thing, the guy, Leona, back me up on this or tell me I'm a liar. The guy says, look, it's taking us 5 or 6 weeks at this time of year. So,
right.
Right. So once we order it, it's going to be 5 or 6 weeks. But I just want the VIPers to know it's coming. And if you want to get the hat, you have to be in the VIP group. So I suggest you go sign up for that right now because it's still via Vinnie Tortorich.
It's still open?
VinnieTortorich.com/row. Yeah, people are still coming in from the Mike Rowe thing.
Okay. Well, good.
I don't want to
shut it down just yet.
Yeah, so we'll let it go for a little longer, and then we'll shut it down again. All right, Leona, you have a good evening.
Bye, Leona. It was good to see you and
you.
Tom the other day. Thanks for coming out.
Oh, it was so fun to see you. Thank you.
It was fun to have her there because it was hard to field all of the non-NSNG questions because we were definitely in the minority, as we are in the world.
You came out to one of the book launches, right, Leona?
Yep.
Yeah, so it wasn't like going out to go watch her hawk sauce. She was hawking a book, which is the book. Leona, how do you like the book, by the way?
No pressure.
I love the book.
No pressure at all.
It's a beautiful book. It's a beautiful book. I've already made the shrimp fra diavolo.
Fra diavolo. No.
Fra diavolo.
Fra diavolo.
We're giving you Italian lessons.
Yeah, we'll whop you up. Don't worry.
Yeah, don't worry.
We'll get you all whopped up.
Sorry about that, Anna.
All good, baby.
Yeah, it's so good, and I bought extra so I can gift to them this holiday season.
That is so sweet.
No, no problem.
Did you write your review on Amazon yet?
Oh no, I'm horrible about that, but I will do that right now. I'm writing.
What I've been telling people, Vinnie.
And you see, she's a friend of yours. She will travel.
It's really hard to remember to do reviews.
To go see you at a book signing, yet she forgot to write the review.
It's very normal to forget to write the reviews. And what I tell people is people write me the nicest notes, emails, tag me in socials. They tag me in pictures of the food. I'm like, just take that and put it in your review. Just copy and paste what you already wrote to me from the heart and put it in your review.
So Anna, let's do this. Let's keep Leona on for a few more minutes. I want you to talk to Leona and tell her the type of stuff she needs to put in the review.
But I always say, just speak from the heart. You know, like if there's a dish that you like that you already made that you have a picture of, post that. Just speak from the heart. I don't want to tell people what to write in the review. That feels weird. Doesn't that feel weird, Leona?
It does, because that's all I need to do. There's no coaching necessary because it speaks for itself, right? It's a beautiful book. It has amazing recipes in it. I can't wait to get to all of them. And it's fun to explore with the different ways to do it Italian, right? Because now you're adding to your repertoire of a variety, and you can't go wrong with that. Yeah, absolutely.
It's an interesting thing to try to get reviews, because I get it. It's really tough to get the reviews, but as you know, the reviews are what makes people find the work, what makes it show up in other people's algorithms. You might also enjoy. And so the launch is important because people are buying it and it goes up in the sales ranks, but the reviews are even more important because that's what gives it like the long-term traction, the long tail. They call it the long tail. Vinny's back. Hello.
Hi. I snuck away. Yeah.
He had to sneak away for a moment.
Not as long as Anna snuck away last week.
We're going to talk about that. A little update on one Mr. Loren.
Yeah. Yeah. And we'll get into it. Okay, did you guys cover for me?
We did. We covered reviews. We talked about it. All as well. Did you enjoy your little sample bottle of Villa Capelli?
No, because I still have. I will.
You should carry it in your purse.
Oh, I did not think of that.
Yeah.
No, I have it, but we still have all our other. I'm like going through my 3-liter tin, which actually doesn't have very much left in it. So that was a saving grace, that little sample bottle, because that'll carry me through till I get my next order.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
do what I do. Get 2 bottles at one time. Get 2 3-liter tins, and then you set. You're never thinking about it.
You know what I do is, and I hope this is okay to say.
Yeah, sure.
But a friend of mine and I, we actually go in on the same order, and we each get our 3-liter tin each, so we get the free shipping. And everything. But
is it Angela? You go in with Angela?
Yeah.
Anna, we should tell more people to do that.
Yeah,
that's a great way
with a friend.
Get the discount and get you go in with a friend.
Mm-hmm. So
never
smart.
thought of that.
Yeah.
See, that's why I keep Leona hanging around.
That's right. She's way smarter than both of us put together.
Yep, she is. All right, Leona, we got a whole show to do, but thank you for hanging out.
Oh, well, thanks for having me. It was a lot of fun.
Well, see you next time.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
There she goes. So Anna,
Yeah. Should I go ahead and give the update with Loren and his gallbladder?
let's do so last week we were doing a show, and Anna told me right before the show that, I knew from the night before that her husband Loren was not doing well. He was having gallbladder issues, and Anna said, look, Loren is now jaundiced. He's in bad pain. And she was like, we already have a call into the doctor. We're waiting to hear back. But Anna, being a true champion, said, on with the show. So we started the show, and about 5 to 7 minutes in, Anna got a phone call. So she gave me the sign. I just gave her
I think I made it 30 minutes. I think I made it 30 minutes into the show. And then I was like, I waited for you to finish your story about Joe Bonadonna because I didn't want to be rude and interrupt you.
We went on with Joe Bonadonna for another 10 minutes when you left. But Anna, I started, Anna gave me the vamp sign, meaning, go. And she went on mute and took a phone call. And then she came back on and said, I got to go.
Yeah.
I'm out of here. So, that's why Anna was not there for the rest of the show. And
that's never happened before. What a weird.
Yeah, but look, I mean, when you told me he was turning colors and the whole thing is
Well,
what
I did right before we recorded was I looked at him and he looked odd to me. And so I said to him, hey, sweetie, look at me real quick. And I looked him in the eyes and I had no reaction on my face. And that's when I texted Dr. Kipper and was like, hey, this is happening. What do you think? And then that's when he called me. He was like, I think you need to take him to the emergency room right away.
Yeah.
So what had happened was earlier in the week, he woke me up at 5 a.m. 2 days prior saying, take me to the emergency room, which I always think, that's bad when a man is like, take me to the emergency room. That must be really bad because he's not an overreactor and he's not dramatic about physical stuff, And I watched him get stung by a yellow jacket and he's like, no, I'm fine. I'll walk it off. I'm like, I would be crying and me is stung. You know what I mean? And he's like, no, we can finish our 3-mile walk. I'm like, okay. So they said it's, you have gallstones, your gallbladder needs to come out, but schedule an appointment with a specialist and you get it done. And he was kind of like, well, I don't feel great. So can we just do it all now? And they're like, no. And here's why, because we live in the country now. We checked into our little country hospital, even though it's affiliated with the Santa Barbara hospital, they don't have the same capabilities here. So, but what they should have done now, knowing what we know, they should have checked him into the bigger hospital immediately. They should have admitted him and done the surgery right away. Because he came pretty close to getting he was very infected. It was bad. And so 2 days later is when the jaundice thing was happening and the whites of his eyes were yellow. Now he's always had high bilirubin. He has Guillain-Barré's disease, which is, his liver panels run high. His bilirubin especially runs high, right?
Yeah.
But it was insanely high, not just Guillain-Barré's high. It was like insane jaundice high. So what they think happened was that a stone passed. And then when a stone comes out of your gallbladder, it goes through your biliary or biliary ducts into your stomach to pass out, through your intestinal tract. And what they think happened is because the gallbladder was so inflamed and then the little stone came out, it infected his entire system.
Wow.
And he was a hot mess. And, it's really strange to see somebody be that vulnerable in that moment and he couldn't really think clearly or speak clearly. So obviously I was having to advocate and all that stuff, which I'm obviously happy to do. We all want to advocate for our loved ones in these situations. And so we took him down and we had to do the thing that I think is very common now that never used to be. Oh, by the way, the specialist wasn't available till mid-November, of course.
Right.
So it wouldn't even say, I said, but he's in extreme pain and can't you see him? No, we can't see him till November 13th. So we did the thing that I think is very typical now, which is we have to get admitted through the ER.
That's what you have to do. If you think you have a real problem, folks,
you got to go to the ER.
Straight to the ER because that's where you get the attention.
That's right. So, and even then they have to triage people. And I was watching, it's horrible. It's horrible watching what happens at an ER. And this is a decent hospital in Santa Barbara, and watching, a guy came in on a motorcycle accident, and then slowly his kids were coming in crying, his grown adult kids, and they were crying. And like another guy had a heart attack. Like they have to triage these cases. So they finally saw us after several hours, and he's so uncomfortable. And they admitted him late at night. And then I go home. I get home about 11:30. And after leaving you at 3:30, we got in the car and got there at 4:30. My cell phone didn't work. My internet didn't work. I was like, oh, something's weird. So I can't get in touch. I can't hear from him. I can't talk to his family. But it was 11:30 at night. So I was like, it's okay. I'll just get up in the morning. And I got up at 6:30 and hopped in the car because my phone and cell phone still weren't working. And I went to go to my spots, like up on the top of a hill, to see if I can get a signal.
Right.
So then I come to find out, because a friend of mine had satellite, they texted me and said the entire valley is out.
Oh, wow.
There was a fire in Buellton, and it burned through fiber optic cable, the cell phone towers. I was like, why are they all in one place? Why do we not have a backup plan?
Right.
And so for 48 hours, if I was here in the valley in Solvang, in Santa Ynez, we had no way of communicating with the outside. Where they shut down the grocery stores, they shut down the gas stations. Nobody could fill up their car with gas because you couldn't use the credit card. Like you know what I mean? Everything's reliant on a cell tower or a fiber optic cable. It's crazy. So anyway, so that was a little bit of added fuckery that wasn't very welcome. And so I headed back down and spent the time at the hospital. And of course, the physicians kept coming in the room at the time when I wasn't in there. It's not like it happened that often, because, you don't see doctors that often.
Right.
During the day.
You hardly ever see them.
Yeah. But what happened was his numbers improved because he got so many IVs. They gave him at least 7 different antibiotics. That's what saved his life. And his numbers improved, but it didn't necessarily mean that the infection was gone. So they did a CAT scan, then they had to do an MRI, and then they decided that the MRI, they could not find that errant stone. So they thought if they just get the gallbladder out, then he's going to be good. Okay, great. Get the gallbladder out. And then it took them another 36 hours to do that surgery. But it took me hammering them, being like, let's get this on the calendar today, right now. Gallbladder surgery is the second most common surgery behind appendectomies. Like, let's just do it. Let's just get
really?
that.
I didn't know that.
That's what they said in the hospital. And I was like, and the guy who did it was a surgical oncologist. So this is like cakewalk for him, doing the it was laparoscopic. So he has a drain and an incision, so now it's just about recovering, but it was almost an instant turnaround as soon as he got, from the anesthesia was wearing
amazing,
off.
Right?
Amazing.
You hear that drain and your body starts working right again.
You get it out, and then your body's like so intelligent. It wants to heal as long as you stop screwing it up, So it was a very, a good reminder again that if you can be with your loved one in the hospital the whole time, great. Right. I couldn't because I had a dog to take care of at home, and all of our friends were out of town on this trip, so I didn't have somebody to come. So I had to go back and forth, Mm-hmm. But if you can just advocate and just keep asking questions, I mean, here, from what I've observed from my many years of doing this and popping in for people, for the most part, on an individual level, everybody wants to do a good job, right? Everybody's trying their best.
Right.
In a system that doesn't support everybody being able to do their best, and then a few like shitheads sprinkled in, you know what I mean? Like with every industry, there's a few shitheads sprinkled in that sometimes, unfortunately, you have to get through that gatekeeper who might be a shithead. But for the most part, people want to do right by the patient. But it really took a lot of insisting. I was shocked at how long it took to get him scheduled into that surgery and get it done. So just a reminder to do that. He's going to heal just fine. He's going to be just fine. It was a scare for sure, but he's fine. Everything's fine. We're all fine.
Well, good.
But I just want to tell that story so that, first of all, we have the follow-up, and second of all, so that, if you're going through something like that, don't be afraid to speak up. And also if you feel in your heart too much time has passed, I need to ask for an update, just ask for the update. That is not the time to pussyfoot around.
I think one of my messages to Anna when I was checking in with her was, Squeaky Wheel. Just be the squeaky wheel.
You have to.
Be the squeaky wheel. Is what you. Unfortunately, they're overwhelmed. But fuck, man, you're overwhelmed too, right? And I get there are other people who are sick and dying and everything else. So Anna, we've almost completely did a Villa Capelli ad. Just do a quick tell people
Yeah.
what to, because
Go to villacapelli.com, use the discount code Vinnie, VINNIE. You'll get 10% off your order each and every time you order. We always say to get your cart size around $140 to $145 so that when you use the discount code, you still qualify for the free shipping. That's very important. The other thing is, he does still have the BOGO 25 code active. So if you're going in with a friend and you just want 2 3-liter tins, use the BOGO 25 code. You'll see it. It's on the landing page for the 3-liter tin of olive oil. The best olive oil you'll ever have. Stephen was so nice to send me sample bottles that I brought to the Santa Barbara event. And it was really fun to share it with new people who don't know Villa Capelli. You guys, if you're putting off ordering it, put it off no longer. It is absolutely delicious and well worth. He doesn't charge enough for it. There are premium olive oil brands out here that are local that charge 50% more than what he charges. And I'm not exaggerating.
It's really a good deal. So get Villa Capelli, promo code Vinnie, VINNIE, no wimpy Y. Anna, we have another special guest that's coming on right now.
Great.
Now, I realize that Halloween is over with.
Yeah,
right?
This is going to air,
out.
I think, November
11th. Yeah. But this was the best Halloween idea I've ever heard.
Okay.
I'm hoping that we can implement the idea on Halloween. We're recording this on the 29th, so we have 2 days to pull it together. Folks, please welcome back to the show my beautiful wife, Serena Scott Thomas. Yeah.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Are you there, hon? Oh
no.
Okay. Oh, you know what, Anna? Hang on.
That was a lot of Michigas for not a lot of.
I plugged it into the wrong plug. Hang on.
Oh,
There we
Vinnie.
go.
Oh, Vinnie.
Yeah. Oh, Vinnie.
Hello, darling.
There she is. Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Wonderfully well. They'll never take me alive.
I don't know what that means, but yeah.
I think you know what it means. I think we all on this call know what it means.
Yeah, we do.
I actually don't, but I'll figure it out later.
So, honey, even though Halloween is over with, I'm hoping that we can pull this off now. On Halloween evening, I'm going to be doing a VIP call. So on the 31st, we have a VIP call. But Serena came up with one of the best ideas I think I've ever heard for Halloween.
Lay it on us.
Sure if it's going to work or not, but we're going to try it. Serena, go on.
It's an experiment. So I'm not buying any candy whatsoever.
Great.
And I know that I'm safe doing this because there aren't that many kids in my hood. If the kids are into it and it gets out that I'm doing this, we might want to rethink it. However, hang on one second. Trixie, off. Stop
Trixie
it.
off.
Yeah.
That's chapter 12 in the memoir.
She thinks her name is Trixie Off.
You should see what she just did. Oh my God, so funny. No. Anyway, so I'm going to put a large sign outside at the bottom of our driveway, the end of the cul-de-sac, that says, "We pay cash for candy." Right? And then when the kids come to the door, I'm going to say, "I don't have any candy, but I will buy your candy from you. So give me 5 pieces of candy. I'll give you $1."
You see, I think it should be 4.
Why 4?
Because they're not, because money is ubiquitous to kids nowadays. They don't know what a sawbuck is. If someone was coming up with a greenback when I was a kid, I would have lost my mind. Wait, all I gotta do is give you 4 pieces.
Wait, you don't think 20 cents is a lot to pay for a piece of shit candy?
I agree. I think 5.
5? Okay. And by the way, they could give us the 5.
What if you weighed it? Do it by pound.
No. 5 of the worst
sitting
pieces.
there with a scale like a drum.
Yeah, we're going to sit there. Exactly. Putting weights on one side and trying to get it to equal.
Yeah.
No, I'm thinking. All right, so 5.
It's kind of an experiment,
and they could give any 5 they want. Like if someone gave you a
crappy
Jolly
candies,
Rancher, that's 1.
I don't.
Bit of honey, gross.
think
Have
Boom.
that one.
in Calabasas, California, and you did it, it definitely wouldn't work because you'd have to give them like $100 per piece of candy.
Yeah.
But in this neighborhood with these kids, you know, they're not spoiled children.
Yeah.
And I feel as though they know the value of $1. So we shall see. And we will let you know how it goes.
Yeah, we'll report back. But isn't that a great
I'm
idea,
gonna
Anna?
take candy. I'm
That's
gonna
amazing.
throw it in the trash.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
See if
And
we
it'll
can
be
take.
fun. It'll be interesting to see, you know, because the truth of it is, you know, they have so much candy that, you know, they may not care to part with some of it. But yeah, so it'll be interesting.
Yeah, I can see the kids right next door coming and bargaining. Okay, wait, let's see. We have 48
No
pieces of
haggling.
candy here.
There's
So-
no haggling. I
yeah.
don't have time for haggling.
Well, no, they're going to try to get all the bucks. Like they'll go here's 36 pieces of candy. Fix me up.
I was going to say, how much are you taking out of the bank for this?
Oh, I don't know. What do you
You need
think?
to get ones too. You
Yeah,
have to
yeah,
get a lot of ones.
A bunch
Oh,
of
yeah,
strip
yeah,
joint.
yeah,
We got to get a bunch of ones.
Yeah.
Honey, I think you should get at least $150 in ones.
No, we're not going to need that much. Good God,
I think you're going to need a couple hundred.
$3. No,
No,
once
no.
the word gets out that she's buying candy.
Yeah, but honey,
Yeah.
I use the ones over at the shooting club, so they won't go to waste. It's not like we're going to have to go back and exchange them for 5s and 20s.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, get 150.
They have strippers at the shooting club.
Yeah.
No, but we
For
pay,
sure.
you know, we pay per round, and we like to do exact change because then,
That's where you roll. Yeah.
yeah, because people start walking out with 20s and 50s, you know, then you got to go into
That's
the thing,
fine.
open the thing, make change. So
yeah. So
we-
I must remember to go to the bank, and then I've got to go and make my sign.
yeah, you got to go to Michael's
Take
and get
back-
yourself a thing.
Yeah. You have a craft project to do.
Of
Yeah.
course, I love this kind of stuff. So that'll be really fun.
Yeah.
Maybe you can get those sticker letters so you don't have to draw it. You just put sticker.
Yeah, I mean, I always set out with the idea of making this beautiful thing, and then it turns into a piece of
Yeah. Me too. I can't. I start the letters and then I run out of room, and then the letters get progressively
totally,
smaller.
end up buying it with another board.
I
and-
thought I was the
Wow.
only person that did that. I was like, you're doing it
No.
perfectly. It's like at the end, you're putting it really.
Yeah, exactly.
You
It's
know,
like,
and I have actually looked for stencils before. But
oh,
I'm going to find large enough ones.
Mm.
So
You have your work cut out for you, and you only have 2 days.
I know. Well, I won't take tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow
Anyway.
and tomorrow and tomorrow.
Let's see how much these kids.
I
value
can't wait to hear the update.
Yeah, it'll be. I have a horrible feeling it's going to be really disappointing that Vinnie is going to be right.
Yeah, and it'll be like $7 that you paid out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's less. That's less than I would have paid for the
But
candy.
you see, I don't think kids
That's
really
true.
value
Candy's so
candy.
overpriced. Last year I did buy candy, and nobody came to the house, and it was a $14 bag of like mixed Reese's and Hershey's or whatever. I was like, $14.
And I mean, I'm sorry, but I don't know if I've ever been able to not eat any of them. You know, I don't know.
I have, but my husband cannot restrain himself.
Yeah.
See, last year Serena
And
had
it's
that.
disgusting. Like,
We
you
had
know,
it.
They don't
candy,
taste good.
good stuff.
We had
Yeah.
it last year, and I told Serena, it's like, nah, get rid of it, to give it to the neighbors, because if I eat one, I'm such a sugarholic, I'm going down that road,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and it's just not pretty. I wake up the next morning, I feel crappy, I feel
You're
sick.
hungover, don't you? I know. it's
Yeah, I
awful.
get like
And
hungover, and
it's
hurt.
not even that good.
No.
Yeah.
You know,
It's not like how it used to taste when we were kids. I feel like they use worse ingredients, or maybe when you're kids, you just don't give a shit. You're like, yum, candy.
candy in England is so much better. So much. Yeah.
Yeah.
All that. They have less ingredients and better.
Yeah, you guys have more control, the banned ingredients that we're like,
You know, I
we don't give a shit
And
here.
just when you talk about gummy bears and rubbish like that, which is my favorite.
You heard it here first. Serena Scott Thomas loves the rubbish.
I do. I love the gummy candy. I have to stay well away from that stuff. I'm powerless over it. I
Yeah,
don't know what it is. The gelatin, probably.
know
But
your limits.
yeah, no, exactly. It's so toxic. I mean, that is nothing but chemicals.
Yeah, I know.
Gelatin. you know.
I know. I used to like the gummy bear. I don't know. It just all of it makes my teeth hurt just thinking about it now. But that's how old I'm like so old, and like kids would be like, "What's wrong with you? Candy's delicious."
My teeth hurt. I was just thinking about it. Oh, yeah, that's because we had to go to the dentist with no anesthetic when we were kids.
Oh,
Teeth drilled and no anesthetic. Yeah, it's awful.
what?
No, yeah. I mean, they gave you anesthetic if they pulled them out, but if you're having a filling, they didn't numb you. You just
That seems barbaric.
well, that's why I have panic attacks when I go to the dentist.
Oh my God, you poor
If I
thing.
have a root canal, I literally have to take an out of that or something because I will have a panic attack in the chair. It's happened to me several
I
times.
don't blame you.
Yeah.
I don't
So
blame you at all. PTSD.
What was that film Marathon Man?
Oh my God, no, that's the worst. That's the
Your
worst. Is everything okay, Vinny?
Got your mouth open, you hear that awful drill, which sounded much worse in those days, and you practically had a foot pedal. And you know, you just wait for the pain. You just like brace because you know it's coming.
Yeah.
You know. Oh God.
I do the thing where I cross my hands because I just had a crown replaced. I do the thing where I cross the hands and then you just squeeze your hand so hard, you're like giving yourself bruises. Like
Oh really?
practicing my grip strength.
Anna, you know, I do all that without any kind of shot. But there's a way to do it.
But I think you're like your mother. You don't feel pain.
No,
like
you
that.
have to relax into it. You just
Okay. No,
relax,
thanks.
I'm
keep
sorry.
your hands loose, and just
Even when
Right.
I have, even when I have the medicine, because the medicine has norepinephrine in it and makes me like have panic attacks. So then I have to have the one that doesn't work as well because it doesn't have the speedy stuff in it. It's a nightmare.
Nightmare.
yeah.
Luckily, I haven't had anything wrong with my teeth for a few years. It's always
Knock on
helped.
wood. Okay, well, we need a full report back. We're going to record for 2 more weeks, so I want you to keep an accurate accounting.
Okay.
Maybe if you could just have a little notepad, that would be great.
Well,
And track each transaction and how the kids are reacting to you trying to buy off their candy.
Yeah, next year we're going to have a bus pull up at the house.
I don't think so. I think kids like candy.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting experiment. You know,
Yeah.
not only so look, it's like, hey, we're not giving you candy. We're trying to give you money,
Yeah.
which they probably used to go buy more candy. So,
well, I don't know. Apparently, Wit, the youngest of the family next door, is very interested in money.
oh, good.
I think the
Go
little
for wit.
teeny weeny ones won't, but there aren't that many teeny weeny ones in our neighborhood anyway.
Yeah, the teeny weeny ones won't even know.
Yeah,
Well,
but
Wit will start showing up 2 weeks from now. Hey, I found this candy. Will you still got some candy in it?
The deal window is closed, Wit.
Yeah, Wit.
no, you totally will.
Once a year, Wit, you gotta bring on your
Totally
candy.
will. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he would do that. He would show up and go, "Hey, I got a Snickers here. What you got?" You know.
Yeah, what are you going to give me?
Yeah.
And they'll send a rumor around.
Oh, I thought you didn't want me to get type 2 diabetes. You're not going to pay me for that?
You want me to eat this in front of you? You're gonna give me
I'll
you'll be holding those ransom.
Yeah, watch this.
Yeah.
Don't try me, lady. I will eat it right in front of you.
Yeah, so we'll keep you posted.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Very curious to see what the
We're very-
alphas, Gen Alpha, these kids, is that what we call them?
What's that?
Are they Gen Alphas, these kids?
Really, we went back to A again.
Yeah, well, we had to. The Z's, we start back over. They're called alphas.
I think we
You're
should have
right.
just stopped having kids. We should have looked at it and went, you know
don't
what?
worry, that's happening.
We've gone too far with these kids. We're out of alphabet.
Well, they're the new generation because they're not Gen Z, which Tallulah and Lucy are Gen Z.
Just.
Yeah.
And so what is the date of what are the dates for the alpha?
I think it's like 2005 to 2020, right?
Oh, so if someone has a kid today, they're not alphas
Anyone
anymore.
older
They're,
than 4
they're
then.
betas.
Yeah, I guess so. Have fun having a beta.
You know what?
They'll name them something else. Because remember, millennials were Gen Y. And then they changed it to millennials.
Yeah, because they were so obnoxious. Oh, I didn't say that.
Can we call this?
I love the
this-
millennials. They're
can we
good.
call
They're all over 40 now. They're all aging.
Yes.
Yeah, but they're still assholes. Can we call this
No.
you fucking A?
Sure.
I knew Serena would love that.
That one was for you, Serena.
She's a good audience.
Speaking of names,
Yeah.
we shared a new name for the woo-woo yesterday that I'd never heard. I was quite shocked.
The woo-woo. You mean
Yeah.
the vagina or the penis?
The vagina.
Okay.
What is a penis called? A woo-woo?
No,
A wee-wee. I was confused.
Wee-
What is it?
Wee-
British
Wee-
pronunciation.
should have said something Anna would understand, like gash or hatchet wound.
What's the new word for the woo-woo?
It's not new, apparently, according to Vinnie. It's a very old word, but I'd never heard of it before, and it made me want to throw up.
Go on.
No, you go on.
Okay, Anna, tell me if you've heard this one for
Okay.
the vagina. Wool.
Oh. Sounds bristly like a Brillo pad.
You got to go all the way back to like the 70s or 80s. Back
Yeah, when you had the full
they
bush.
came down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You got some
This
wool.
podcast has gone off the rails.
That's what happens when you bring your wife on.
That's right.
Vagina
Wool.
talk starts
Sorry,
right
but
up.
That is so wrong.
That is aggressive.
Yeah.
It's almost as bad as muff.
That's aggressive. Oh, well,
no,
muff. You've
muff
heard
is
of
fine.
muff.
You've
but
heard
you-
of muff, so you're
wool.
desensitized to it, but wool feels like settle down. That's a lot.
No, my favorite is minge.
Minge is fabulous.
Minge. They don't say that.
Minge.
Minge. Yeah. It's a minge. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Oh, Serena, your brother always calls it a bit of minge.
Bit of
Which
minge.
one does?
Well, the only brother I basically talk to, I only see the other one at Christmas time. I don't
Right,
want to.
Matt.
I would
Yeah.
say Ben, because I've heard you talk about Ben.
Yeah, Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to make dinner now, so Vinnie, you better hurry up.
Where are we
Take
having?
a
wait,
picture of the
honey,
sign in front of the house. Just make sure you pixelate out the house number because I want to see photo evidence of the cash for candy sign. I love that you're doing this. It's so
Cash for
funny.
candy.
honey,
You play cash for ugly candy.
watch this,
Um,
Anna.
yeah.
Honey, what are we having for dinner?
That's a surprise.
It's fish.
Fish.
I saw it. I saw it in the fridge.
Vinnie, honestly, I hate you so much.
You hate to love them and you love to
Ladies
hate them.
and gentlemen of the audience, please ignore that last comment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Someone's going to extrapolate that sound.
Yes, exactly.
All right,
Exactly.
honey, go do something. I love you.
I love you too. I'll see you
Love
later.
you.
All right,
Love
there
you too,
Bye,
darling.
darling.
there she goes. Yeah. So, Anna.
She's a hot piece of minge. Am I right?
Oh yeah, she's got some wool on her. Yeah. Some woman of a certain age. They got the wool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Couple of things.
Yes.
Woman I've had, I'm not going to give her name out because I don't want her to think I'm talking about her, but I'm going to talk about her. She'll know who she is. She sends me, I've done consults with her. She's a friend of the show. She's been around just like all of us. You know, she struggles with food addiction.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And she knows better. The reason I'm bringing this up, Anna, is because she knows better.
Right.
And she sends me a picture of a Kind bar. Now, Kind bar, Snickers, pretty much the same thing when you read the back of a Kind bar. It's
Yeah,
just-
but people don't know that.
but she
People
knows.
think a Kind bar or a Lara bar or a
somehow
Quest
healthier.
bar is somehow healthier.
Yeah, they put protein on the front. They put 20 grams of protein on this end. You
Right.
go, oh,
RX bar.
right.
I'm trying to name all of them because people always try to come up with some sort of bar loophole
There's
as
also
if there's
what-
some
what is it?
wormhole that you
what is
fall into.
the no bar? Is that
No
what-
bar.
Yeah.
I have taken Loren to the crunchiest of health food stores to the protein because he says it. I need like a protein. This is before he took ultra fat everywhere.
Mhm.
And I would be like, look, read all of them. Read all of them. There's
Right.
not a one. They all
Yeah.
suck.
So she goes, "Can I have this?" And I wrote all
That's
capital.
my favorite
letters.
thing to write to you, by the way. Can I have this?
Yeah.
How about this?
Absolutely, I wrote absolutely not. And she was like, "Oh, come on, I need something with my coffee." Look, I get it. Look, back when I lived in New Orleans, after a hard workout, my treat after a hard workout was I went to, when PJ's was just on Magazine Street before they turned it into every place in New Orleans was a PJ's. It was like the actual PJ's, right? It was an old style coffee shop and they had pastries and the whole thing. And I would get myself, this was after like 100-mile bike ride or whatever, I would reward myself with either a brioche or, because they had incredible pastries, French pastries of all sorts,
sure.
or the croissant, that was done fresh right there, right? And I would dip it, like Italians do. It's called bagnati to make it wet. I would dip it, eat it, right? And I get it, right? At some point when I got serious, about losing weight and the whole thing, I had to cut it out.
Yeah.
And I would still go to PJ's and I would get my coffee.
Right.
I would still have the coffee. And I would sit there and I would watch everybody else grabbing give me they would be getting stuff, like, hey, give me the croissant with the cream cheese in it, or give me the bran muffin with the icing on top, or they had a really good, what do you call it? Carrot cake muffin,
Sure.
right? All this kind of stuff. And I would sit there and I would say to myself, it's not fair. And whenever I say something's not fair to myself, then I rethink it. I go, you know what? Life ain't fair.
Right. And you're not a victim. You're choosing to not have it.
At the time, I wanted to look a certain way.
Right.
I was trying to lose that weight I gained right after football when I started putting on the pounds. And I said, you know what? It's going to be fair because I'm going to look a certain way. And all of these people who are coming in here and still eating this, they're going to look a certain way too. But the way I look and the way they look are going to be two different looks. I wasn't thinking much about health back then. All I cared about was getting that weight off.
Right.
Right. I even talk about that in my book.
You weren't like going for your A1Cs or something like that. You were just.
I had no thoughts of it. All I thought was I'm 20 years old. I'm 21, somewhere around that age, 20. I want to look a certain way. I'm not happy with my body.
Right.
Right. And that's what I wrote in my book. I said, you know what? The motivation for most people I work with is they just want to look a certain way. The fact that I'm getting them healthy is just a byproduct. Now, right. I get it. More and more often, people are coming to me because they weigh 400, 500, 600 pounds. I'm not exaggerating the 600 one. And they're coming to me because it's not just about, because everyone just signed on to, hey, 60% of America is fat. Fuck it. I can have all the ice cream I want. I can have all the croissants I want. I can have all the Krispy Kreme I want. I can eat shit around the clock. Everybody else is fat. We're all good, right? We got people saying I'm fat and happy and I'm fat and I'm fat and I'm fat. Guess what? Not a good idea. Not a good idea at all. Okay, because now your A1Cs are too high and you got to take a drug for that. Now you got fatty liver disease, you got a drug for that. Now you have sleep apnea, you got 3 drugs for that. Oh, and by the way, your A1Cs went even higher. Now we got to give you 2 more drugs for that. We're doing everything to try to mask the effects of morbid obesity. And the only way to fix the problem is to stop doing what's causing the problem. And if I sound excited right now, it's for a reason. Because someone very close to me almost died this week. The same time your husband was in the hospital, I had someone going to the hospital, someone very close to me, very, very heavy, always thumbed their nose at it. Oh, yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm good. I eat all the fried food I want, do whatever I want, give me cake, eat every meal out, seed oils, whatever. 99% blockage, had a heart attack, barely lived.
I'm sorry.
Right? So you sit there and you go, I love this person. And this person almost fucking died, right? And and then guess what? We're all left behind, loving this person who's no longer here, right? Thumb your nose at me, that's fine. But when you die, then when we're all lost, right? It would have been a great loss. And, when I hear this, oh, I could just take the medication and keep on. That's why I love that Lizzo has finally come around from that vegan bullshit she was doing. And Lizzo has been coming out saying, hey, you know what? I got to get healthy.
Oh,
She
that's
got
great. I
tired
didn't know
of the
that.
lie she was telling of, I'm proud of the way I look. Let me put a G-string on and get out there and act like I'm cool with this. Guess what? She wasn't cool with it, because I love the fact that she's now changed her mind. I applaud Lizzo for doing it. I hope she keeps doing it, because she's a very talented woman. She's a beautiful woman, and she can influence so many people by losing weight. She's no longer thumbing her nose at the situation, right? And I'm very happy about that. And I know I went half of this podcast joking around and talking about everything else, but this is the only thing that was on my mind today, Anna, was that I went through a week of hell thinking I'm going to lose someone. Someone was going to lose a wife. Someone was going to lose a mother.
Yeah.
Not good.
Not good.
Not good. Turns out she's going to be okay.
Good.
Right? She made it.
Yeah.
She made it.
This
right?
time. Yeah. Yeah.
And by the way, there were complications along the way.
I'm sure.
And it was all driving. That's why you didn't hear from me after you heard from me those first couple of times, Anna. I'm sorry. Because I started dealing with something too. Right?
Yeah.
And it's very, very sad. So, folks, if you think you're getting away with something and you think you're going to Ozempic and Manjaro and Wegovy yourself out of a situation, think again. Think again. It ain't going to happen like that.
Yeah.
You can't fix a broken leg with a fucking Band-Aid. It's never worked. You got to get in there and fix the problem. Structurally, you have to fix it, and you have to wait for it to mend. You got to do certain things. And that's just the way life works. This might be the most important message I've ever said on this podcast, because when it comes home to roost, it ain't pretty. Sorry, Anna, I didn't mean to go off on a tangent, but
I love it. You made me think of a couple things. First of all, at every turn, whenever Loren was asked about his medical history, they couldn't believe that he's a 53-year-old man and he's not on any medications. They kept asking again and again, yeah, but what medications is he on?
yeah.
I was like, none. He's none. The answer is none medications.
Same here. You know, when I went
Yeah.
through, how many medications? None.
And they ask again, no, but what are you really on?
It's like, look at my chart. You got my chart? Yeah, we don't see anything in your chart. That's why we're asking you.
Yeah.
You think I'm lying? You think I'm going to lie to you guys about medication? I'm glad.
I don't think that they think you're lying. I think that they think you're forgetting to bring something up. I think they think that it's patient error. Like, it's like, no, there's really nothing. And then the other thing,
if I took a medication, Loren would know.
For sure. But I think that they're so used to people not necessarily giving a thought about this stuff the way that you guys give a thought about this stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And another thing was I took a picture of the menu of, because it's one of those hospitals where you can kind of order off a menu instead of it being served to you, which is great, because then you can kind of pick and choose, and it's easier for folks like us who want to not have all the processed foods to do that. But then I noticed there was stuff, it was a number and then the letter C next to it. And this is how biased I am. I go, oh, look, they put the carb counts. And Loren's like, that's calories. I was like, oh,
yeah.
I'm so used to see. And even like carb counts, I know we don't track carbs. I was like, oh, that's progressive. And he's like, no, it's not. It's calories. I was like, okay, never mind.
Did you bring him any fresh food into the hospital?
No, I didn't, because he had no appetite. And so when he got home, I made some fresh chicken broth, and that's the thing with gallbladder, that they say, like, well, you may have problems digesting fats, but they haven't really given him any dietary advice. So everything we've taken has been, anecdotal stuff from friends who've had their gallbladder out, and 3 of those friends do low carb and they have no problem digesting fats. So, and then, he's going to have an appointment with, his functional medicine doctor, who is great and will help, kind of dial in the functionality of it all. Like because he's going to have to do a lot of resetting the gut microbiome, because they had to kill off everything with all those antibiotics. So he'll have a little bit of a road to hoe with that. Yeah,
it's not road, it's row to hoe.
That's what I meant. Row to hoe with that. Yeah. I'm a hoe and I'm going to row.
Yeah, if you're a road hoe, you would be at a
I'm
truck
a road
stop.
hoe, rowing
You wanna
hose,
row a
hoeing
hoe.
rows.
Yeah, you want to hoe a row.
Mhm.
That's with a hoe in a field.
Yeah.
I know
So
because I grew up on a farm. Everyone in my family
and
was
everyone
farmers.
had a
You're
row to
like,
hoe.
well, we did it like we did. I used to do the garden with my uncle. You have the little farm-out tractor with the splitter, and just go down and split the rows and what have you. And of course, you have the disc, and you can plow and do all the stuff. Kind of fun.
Vinnie, real
Yeah.
quick, Sam
Mhm.
Elliott. And then I just want to tell everybody, if you're in Chicago, I'm going to be there tomorrow night at the bookseller.
Wait, you and Sam Elliott are going to be in Chicago?
No, I just wanted to say Sam Elliott so people would pay attention to what I have about to say. I'll be at the bookseller November 12th at 7 p.m. in Chicago. Come see me. I definitely, Rick Saxinger is going to be there. Melody. I think I'm going to have dinner with them beforehand. We're going to figure it out.
Nice.
I know.
Yeah, it's
I know.
Saxinger. It's not
Sax-
Saxinger.
Oh.
Zinger. Saxinger.
God, stop embarrassing me.
Just call him
God.
Rick. Just call him Rick.
Rick S. and Melody S.
Yeah. They're good people.
They have different last names, both with S's.
Mhm.
So come out. Okay, here's a Sam Elliott story. First of all, I'm going to give a shout out to super fan Brad. Okay. Brad is a super fan of.
Ruined Sam Elliott for you, but go on.
He didn't ruin Sam Elliott for me. He ruined Sam Elliott for all of us.
God.
But technically, I ruined it first. Okay. Brad lives near me, and he's come to see me at Westlake Village, Gelson's. So if anybody lives local to Westlake Village, Gelson's, this story applies to you as well. Brad has seen Sam Elliott shopping at Westlake Village, Gelson's on mid-Sunday morning. Okay. Very exciting. We see celebrities out all the time, but that one's a very exciting spotting because we all love Sam Elliott.
He's the best.
He's the best. And Brad knows how much we talk about him on this podcast. And Brad knows how obsessed I am on a voice level. I mean, you heard me 2 weeks ago trying to do my horrible impression. So Brad texts me the other morning, Sunday mid-morning. He texts me and he said, OMG, basically, he's here right now.
Wait, Sam
Elliott. He's like, I'm at the Westlake Village Gelson's and Sam Elliott is here shopping.
You know what he probably said? This.
Stroganoff, beef bourguignon.
Go on.
That was his shopping list for sure.
Yeah.
So, and Brad, forgive me if I'm telling this, if I'm getting a few sequence of events incorrect. So he texts me and I text him back, get him to say, Eat Happy Kitchen into the phone, LOL.
That was your mistake, right there.
I know, but I didn't think he would actually do it. I didn't think he would say that to him.
He literally walked up to
Sam Elliott and said,
the greatest actor to ever live, and asked him.
This is on me for sure.
Anna, you're in the voiceover world.
Yeah.
Name the top 3 male voiceover voices of all time.
Don LaFontaine, Sam Elliott, James Earl Jones.
Okay.
And I would say Jim Cummings, but he's not as famous. But yeah.
So you named him in the top 3.
Yeah.
Right? Most people, if you said the best voiceover ever, you would get Sam Elliott in the top 3.
Absolutely.
Look, like Mike Rowe, who I love dearly.
Mike Rowe could be on that list too.
Mike is in the top 5 to 7.
Yeah.
Right? Sam Elliott is top 2. Right?
Yeah.
I knew you were going to say him second.
You knew I was going to say Don.
Yeah, I knew everyone.
Don's my hero. I got to meet and work with him shortly before he died. And by the way, we did ask him to record a bunch of stuff, and he did it no problem.
Okay, Anna. So everyone knows who Don LaFontaine is. What's his?
In a world.
Yeah, in a world.
Don LaFontaine invented the movie trailer voice, literally, because he was editing movie trailers, and he needed a way to tie it together. And so he invented that in a world where one man and one woman or whatever, he was the guy who did that.
There's a whole movie about that. Not a documentary. There's an actual movie about.
Bell did a movie.
Did a movie.
Yeah.
And
It's a great movie.
the movie's called In a World,
Yeah.
about Don LaFontaine. That's how famous he is. Anna said Don LaFontaine. What was
Number
the
one.
second words out of your mouth?
Sam Elliott.
One, Mr. Samuel Ellen.
And then I think I'm okay with saying James Earl Jones is the third.
I think some people might put. That's why I said 3, Anna, because I thought maybe you would put James Earl Jones in front of him. That's why I didn't say give me the top 2. It's exactly why I said 3, because I thought
I
maybe
knew I was going to say Don. He's my hero.
Yeah, he's everybody in VO. If you talk to Nancy Wolfson, you talk to anybody, they're going to say him first.
Yeah.
And then they could say James Earl Jones second, but right behind that, they'll say Sam Elliott.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, think of, just the truck ads alone, Sam Elliott.
I mean,
the guy could read the phone book, and that's basically what he does in this ad.
Irish beef stew, beef brisket, Chateaubriand.
I love when he says that. I come a little bit when he says that.
Chateaubriand.
Chateaubriand.
So I guess Brad had chatted with and said Sam was the nicest guy, because of course he is, because we love him.
Everyone loves him.
And then Brad pushed it, and he knows he did. He pushed it. He went back. I think he went back in the store after he saw my text. He's like, say eat happy kitchen in the phone. I was like, no. Tell me you didn't do that, Brad.
Anna,
Brad, I
in
love you for trying, but that wasn't it.
Brad, that wasn't your finest moment, bro.
He knows. I think Brad is still cringing.
Yeah. I mean,
also, I think, but Brad wanted to deliver, you know what I mean? And I was like, but that's not the way.
I'm going to tell you what Brad was thinking. He was like, I know this is wrong, but if he does
he knew it was wrong, but if he does it and he
I'll
pulls it off.
if he pulls it off.
So I can't be mad at all. I don't blame him.
Can't be mad. It's the Hail Mary of all Hail Mary.
Hail Mary and he fumbled it and
he got sacked.
He caught the Hail Mary and then fumbled it at inches to go before the end zone.
Here's the thing. He caught the Hail Mary, didn't realize that he wasn't exactly in the end zone. He spiked it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what he did. Oh, Brad, we love you so much. I thought that was so thoughtful that he was telling me. And I was like, and not only that, he was trying to hand him the pasta sauce too. And Samuel was like, no, I'm okay. I have the one I like.
My own pasta sauce.
I don't want that lady stuff.
Chateaubriand. Making hamburgers.
Oh God. So between Sam Elliott and Alan Ruck, which happened last year where he was a dick to me. Sam Elliott was not a dick, but Alan Ruck was. Now we know. Now I've alienated 2 celebrities, so they will not be spokespeople anytime soon.
If anyone runs into Sam Elliott and they could get him onto this show,
yeah,
my beautiful wife will give you $1 bill.
Okay.
Because she should have some left.
That's a generous offer, Vinnie. Wow. A whole $1?
She will. She'll give him $1.
She's going to have dollars to spare after this weekend.
I covered Kind Bars. We covered everything, Anna.
Yeah, we're good. We did this show.
So, folks, you know what to do. We all go shopping on Amazon. Before you go to Amazon, go to VinnieTortorich.com. Puts coal on the fire, gets my train down the track. I also have, the VIP is still open, VinnieTortorich.com/row. So go there, VinnieTortorich.com/row. We'll get you in the VIP group right now. Anna has a book out. We were talking about it earlier.
We've talked
Leona
about it
made the Fra Diavolo.
She already wrote a review. She texted me. That's so sweet.
And by the way, she has no idea how to say Fra Diavolo, but she loved eating it. Right. So good on you, Leona. So go get that book. It's in the Vinnie book club. So you can go right now and you will be killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Anna also has annavocino.substack.com. I go there all the time. Don't ask me why, because I don't know, but I go there and now
he just goes and he just casually looks at recipe pictures. And food.
Did you see this? Did you see this over at annavocino.com? And then
Serena, why don't you make this one right here? This looks good, doesn't it? Why don't you go to the store and get the ingredients and make it for me?
Diablo? Maybe. Shrimp? You like the shrimp, right? Yeah. All right. I just became Jay Leno. So on behalf of Anna Vocino, Leona Yeager, Serena Scott Tortorich, that's right, I said that.
Oh,
My
didn't
name is Vinnie
name.
Tortorich. Put life into living and do it with Grand Funk again. I love this song so much.